Uh, my absolute favorite song by Ozzy. All right. So welcome back. It's been another eventful week. I'm going to start off with a little bit happy before we get into the nitty gritty of the depressing part. So, going with the theme of the title and the music being played, Ozzy Osbourne performed his last concert with Black Sabbath in England on the 5th of July. And that send off, holy shit, I've seen clips of it and it's amazing. Like all different kinds of, heavy metal artists from all different decades showed up and essentially did their own covers of Black Sabbath songs and Ozzy Osbourne songs. And Ozzy himself, who was diagnosed with Parkinson's a year or two back, he was also he actually sung some of his old songs as well as best he could, obviously.
Yeah.
But he had his own special throne because the Prince of Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because everybody was talking about how they got misty eyed while he was singing "Mama, I'm Coming Home" as like the last song of the set. Meanwhile, I teared up when I heard him sing "Mr. Crowley" because that is my absolute favorite song of his. I'm just like, oh my god. But what I think was awesome is that fucking Jason Momoa was the fucking MC. And when Panthera went on stage and did their bit, he fucking started a fucking mosh pit with the fans. It was great. I was just like, oh my god, this is awesome. Like no security detail, nothing. He's just like, you know what, fuck it, going right into the pit. And what I think is awesome about the entire concert, which was almost 10 hours from what I've heard. So literally a whole fucking day event, like heavy metal Woodstock, essentially.
Metal Woodstock.
Heavy metal Woodstock, yep. But none of the bands or the artists who showed up accepted any payment. No one was paid. Any sort of payment was a donation towards several different hospitals in the United Kingdom, helping with childhood cancer, Parkinson's, stuff like that. Which I think that's awesome. But yeah, like the clips I've seen, I'm like, holy shit, this is like the best fucking party, and I'm so sad that I wasn't there. Because I remember, like, me and my mom had this long running joke that even back when I was a teenager, that because back when they had Ozfest, which was, Ozzy performing with a bunch of other metal bands, like, like Slipknot, Lamb of God, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And a lot of these venues that would hold Ozfest would have special rooms for parents, apparently.
No.
And so she was like, "What are you going to go to Ozfest? I have to be babysat in one of the rooms." I'm like, "Yes." But yeah, it's the end of an era because the man is 75 or 76.
Yeah, he's like 70 some odd.
Right, because he's been in the business for nearly 50 years.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like he is one of like the OGs when it comes to like heavy metal.
Mm-hmm.
That's still around.
Yep.
But it was so funny because even though unfortunately he was kind of confined to his chair on stage, he was still trying to amp up the crowd. He's like, cheer louder, come on now. Like, stand up, cheer. I can't stand up. You fucking do it for me. But what's actually kind of funny is I don't know if you know this, but the lead singer of Disturbed, unfortunately, is a raging Zionist.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, which sucks because I love the band. I love the music. He was there with Disturbed, and he was booed right off stage. Nobody wanted him there. Honestly, I think I can't remember if he left or not, like after the booing. But if they would have just switched him out with someone else to do like covers of like Disturbed songs, it probably would have went a lot better.
Yeah.
Like hell, fucking Steven Tyler came out of the fucking woodwork out of retirement and performed "Walk This Way" with goddamn Chad Smith on drums. I was like, fuck yeah! God. I fucking love Chad Smith though. It's like he's not related to Will Ferrell, but he and Will Ferrell look like they could be long lost twins. And they both actually got in on the fucking meme at one point and dressed up exactly the same.
That
sounds
sounds like something Will Ferrell will do.
Right. The only difference.
What bet?
Right. Like the only real difference between Will Ferrell and Chad Smith is that Chad Smith has a lot of tattoos.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So obviously, if you see Chad wearing a short sleeve shirt, you're gonna know who is who really quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, because fucking Slash was there too from Guns N' Roses. So like it's like all like the heavy hitters were there for the send off. But yeah, the moment I watched the video, I heard that I was like, oh, we got Janis Joplin reincarnated coming on stage.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite like rock star looking grandma. Actually, fun fact, I just remember this. Myself and Bonnie, a year or two back, we were actually supposed to see Aerosmith in concert, but it ended up getting canceled because something happened. I want to say Steven messed up his vocal cords, so there was no way he could sing, and so it ended up getting canceled. Oh, hi, Joey. Joey, you want to seek your version of Walk This Way? Actually, my favorite song is Steven Tyler's Ragdoll.
You'd be singing that while leading me to the food bowl.
Walk this way. But yeah, I thought that was a beautiful little tribute for Ozzy and everyone. And wildly enough, because his family was there too, Sharon, which I'm not a fan of Sharon as a person because she is very problematic. However, she loves Ozzy to death. Mm-hmm. I can recognize that. She definitely loves her family. She loves her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, Jack's kids were there. Fucking, I didn't even know this. Kelly Osbourne is in a relationship with one of the guys from Slipknot, and the guy proposed to her during the fucking concert set.
Damn.
I was like, damn, okay. I forget the dude's name, which I hate that I don't remember his name, but yeah, I was just like, damn. But in other news, before my brain gets stupid, so Texas is underwater.
Yes, well, I mean, Texas is a pretty big place, but the center of Texas, underwater.
Yep.
The Guadalupe River. I've lived in Texas. I've never been to this area. I lived around Dallas. Mm-hmm. But for those who don't know, Texas knows its droughts. It knows its droughts. It had been going through a long drought for quite a while, pretty severe one. And then it rained too much.
Too much, too quick.
Yeah. And next thing everybody knows, this fucking wall of water is just racing down the fucking river.
Right, like I saw a time lapse that was technically over the time of like 4 hours, but the water, at least in this sped up time lapse, arrived at like seconds. It's like, god damn.
That was a different river. That one actually was not as bad as the Guadalupe River was.
Oh, okay.
The Guadalupe River, what happened is a bunch of rain happened upstream, and just this, it was basically a tsunami that came through. This, like, I think, didn't they say it was like 39 feet?
I want to say it was close to that, yeah.
Yeah, so almost 40-foot tall wave just cascades down the Guadalupe River, taking everybody with it.
Including a lot of children and counselors from Camp Mystic.
Because it's summer camps were in full swing, and apparently there's a lot of them around that area. I never went those places as a kid, but apparently they're there.
It's Texas.
And so yeah, a lot of kids got swept away by what I'm just gonna call is a tsunami, or at least a tidal wave, because that's really what, like, a lot of folks talk about it like the river just steadily rose, or even rapidly rose. But if you look at the charts of the river level, you see this gigantic spike, and then it goes back down to like near normal levels. And so this was not like a typical flood. This was a fucking tidal wave, basically. That
almost like an inland tsunami.
It was like an inland tsunami. I think Reed Timmer called it a flood wave, where it was just basically a river tsunami that tore through the Guadalupe River. So far, 104 and counting are dead.
And a good chunk of them are children, unfortunately.
Yeah, a lot of them are children, and it has switched to a recovery mission. It is no longer search and rescue.
Yeah.
They're, according to at least what Fuckface said, also known as Greg Abbott, according to him, 161 folks in total are missing or dead.
Which the fact that the death and missing toll is that high is insane, and it shouldn't have happened. Those folks should have been warned.
I mean, what kind of struck me was I watched a YouTube short of Reed Timmer, and he was talking about how this situation wasn't too abnormal. It was actually pretty typical for this time of year. However, everybody was wildly unprepared for it.
Yeah.
Because none of the warnings got out.
And also flash flood.
I mean, actually, from what I understand, I mean, what's coming clearer and clearer into the picture. Yes, San Antonio's NWS station has been, cut by Doge. Doge came in and laid off a bunch, some of their employees, including some crucial ones. From what I understand, actually, though, the NWS was pretty diligent about, getting the flash flood warning and then flash flood emergency out into the public. However, they sent it via text. And
not everybody's going to be looking at their phone.
And a lot of folks were asleep, so they probably had their phone on silent mode.
Yeah, like do not disturb.
In summer camps, they confiscate the phones.
Yeah, I was about to say, you normally don't have a cell phone at summer camp. They usually don't let you have any technology.
So these warnings went out and went completely unheard because everybody was asleep. Or if you were in the summer camp, you didn't have any cell phone to begin with. And so everybody was just swept away. And the thing I think may have been a contributing factor here is the fact that Greg Abbott refused funding to put up alarm systems along this river because it's known in Texas as Flood Alley. It's very prone to flooding. And so Biden offered a grant to put up sirens. And Greg Abbott refused because Biden. And now look what happens. In my personal opinion, obviously this could have been very easily avoided. I want to put it out there though before I forget. If you guys are worried about, like, there are ways to get warning systems that do not require your jackass government having to set them up. There is something known as a NOAA weather radio. And that thing is basically an alarm clock for weather warnings. And you can tune it to whatever weather warning you want. In my personal opinion, I feel like every single summer camp along the Guadalupe River needs to have one of those. Because
definitely.
it can run when the electrical grid's down, when Wi-Fi is out. It'll still, sound the alarm if there's a warning coming out. And it's loud. It's loud as fuck. And so it's just like, I feel like if these camps are going to confiscate these kids' phones, at least have a NOAA weather radio out there, so it can keep tabs on anything that's happening.
Right.
This was preventable. A lot more folks would have lived if they had installed those systems that President Biden at the time had given the money for, but they refused. NWS, is less at fault than everybody's making it out to be. However, critical staff was cut. And even though they handled the situation very well, it could have made things a lot worse. We know this. Yeah. It's happened. There have been a lot of tornado outbreaks this year in the Deep South. And a lot of the NWS stations in the Deep South have had employees laid off, have had job cuts. And it has resulted in a lot of deaths. Not a lot of warnings have gotten out, or they don't get out in time. I don't know if I talked with Christine about this. I don't know if I mentioned it on here on the podcast, but when I was watching Ryan Hall at one point, there was this massive tornado outbreak. And his head meteorologist, Andy Hill, pops up and is basically like, yo, there is a huge unwarned tornado in Michigan right now. And Ryan Hall goes over to check, and sure enough, there's this deep-ass, huge debris signature that is completely unwarned. And it's situation, and that is one of the reasons why job cuts to such a crucial service like NOAA or NWS is it's so catastrophic to cut jobs from those. In terms of how it affected the Texas flood, their forecasting was off, but they quickly course corrected. But the thing is, like everything in Texas, I know because I've lived there, the infrastructure was not there. The infrastructure to protect these folks from drowning was not there because they did not want to spend the Biden money.
Because Biden money's dirty money.
I know, and they didn't want to give it back to him. So, because, they were afraid that he might give it to a blue state.
Probably give it to California to help with, earthquake research, like shit like that.
Exactly. And so, and this is a very common theme throughout Texas, is that it is criminal negligence of critical infrastructure. We saw the warning signs of this with the power grid when that Arctic cyclone, bomb cyclone hit Texas. Now, there were no sirens. There were no other means of getting warnings outside of a cell phone. And that because that critical infrastructure was lacking, over 100 folks have died, almost 30 children. with
Mhm.
and that is what makes me angry about this whole situation, because this folks died because Greg Abbott was fucking petty.
It's like, I don't mind someone being petty, but there's a time and a place for it. That was not the time nor the place.
Exactly. And it's like, this place is so prone to flooding. It's literally called Flood Alley. It needs the infrastructure to get warnings, not just a cell phone. We need sirens. In fact, NOAA weather radios would be great too. We need more robust systems within the NWS that can be affected on a local level. None of that happened, and now here we are, and more is coming. There's more rain, and so they're still evacuating while they're trying to find everybody.
Right.
I'll yield the floor to you. I got to go to the bathroom.
What are we in the Senate now? I yield my time. Oh my goodness! But hey, I see Case in chat. What you doing, Kay? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're playing Weekend. If I'm saying that right. God, I feel old saying that. It's like, you playing them young kid games? God, it's like at my job when I mentioned that I played Minecraft when it first came out in beta form in 2011. They're like, "Holy shit, you're old." I'm like, "Shut up." Oh, Destiny. Okay. Actually, I used to work alongside a guy who loved Destiny 2. Was obsessed with it. Holy shit. Almost every single day, he would have something to talk about involving PvP on Destiny 2. Actually, it's funny. I saw him the other week when I went to the fucking Walmart. I should have asked him how his Destiny gameplay's been going. But yeah, I actually turned on my Xbox One yesterday for the first time in like a month or two, and yeah, I didn't realize that you could actually sync up your Discord to it and like chat on Discord while playing a game. That makes me feel old as hell saying that too. I mean, hell, if I want to, fucking, date myself again, I was watching a little bit of a playthrough. I've noticed that with some calls, like if I'm on a call with a zombie and I decide I want to use my laptop and go look on, like, let's say Amazon, the call will start cutting out, and it's really fucking stupid. I don't know if it's my Chromebook or if it's Discord on its own. But I know another friend of mine and another mod of the channel, Jess, she uses Discord to do multiplayer streams on Twitch. Which, that reminds me, I still need to get Dead by Daylight so I can start crashing her streams. Because that's one of the games that she plays a lot, is Dead by Daylight. Oh, gotcha.
I'm back.
But yeah, like I do appreciate though that Reed Timmer actually went down to Texas to help out, to help with the folks that are trying to rebuild essentially their lives, but also help find the dead. Because like you said, it's gone from search and rescue to recovery, because that window of someone surviving something like that closes significantly as the days go by.
Yeah.
It's the same idea that, like, if a child is abducted, that window of them still being alive shrinks very rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's like the floods in the Carolinas after Helene.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say like upwards of 200 folks went missing, and at a certain point, upwards of 200 folks were presumed dead, not because they found the bodies, but because they couldn't after like a week.
Yeah, they were just presumed dead.
Yeah, and I remember a woman talking about, how she was helping out and how she could not see the bodies, but she could smell them in the ground.
I heard about that. Like
Yeah.
unfortunately, there's like corpses and trees. Like it's like a literal
Like
nightmare.
under piles of silt. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is the other thing when it comes to this flood is like, floods move a lot of stuff, and that includes silt and dirt and sand. And so you might not ever be able to find the bodies because they'll be buried under like meters of silt.
Yeah.
And that's the unfortunate thing. I think
Yeah,
the Carolinas are still recovering from Helene.
They are actually. They're still not getting the funding they need from FEMA, which, oh god.
Funding is going to be ended after this hurricane season, so.
But it's funny that you also mentioned the power outage grid during that snowstorm in Texas. Both times, fucking Ted Cruz was on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
This time around, he was in Greece with his family. I wonder how badly his daughters bullied him into going to Greece, since that was his fucking excuse with Cancun.
I can't stand his voice. Because, my God, if you want to know what Texans sound like, they sound like that. It's horrible. Everybody sounded like that.
Which, actually, now that I think about it, I honestly believe, even though this will not happen, no fucking way it's going to happen, but I firmly believe that Greg Abbott and Ted Cruz need to fund every single funeral of every single person who has died during those floods.
I 100% agree.
That the families should not have to worry about funeral expenses. Abbott and or Cruz should be the ones footing the bills.
Exactly.
At this point.
Oh, I completely agree.
Like, I actually remember during the Uvalde shooting, obviously they didn't do anything about it, but a local casket maker decided to donate caskets to every single one of the families, which I think is awesome. Mm-hmm. And he offered to do custom caskets too. Like, let's say there was a child who really loved Hot Wheels. That casket would be painted in Hot Wheel colors and, just a Hot Wheels theme, which I think is beautiful because that's what the child loved in life,
Exactly.
Like,
yep.
But yeah, it's like right now the families of the dead from the floods do not need to be worrying about funeral expenses because one, they're too fucking expensive already. Yeah, and I firmly believe that Abbott and Cruz need to be footing those bills.
They're gonna fight. They're gonna fight about it.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, I told Christine last night, I was like, I bet my bottom dollar that come like a month or 2 months from now, any victim compensation for the families is going to drop.
Mm-hmm.
Like a bad habit.
Which is sad because a lot of these families probably can't even afford all these expenses right now, especially with funerals.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is not every funeral home in America. This is unfortunately with some. When there are mass casualties like this, some funeral homes will price gouge.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Because unfortunately, there are some funeral directors that are like Ebenezer Scrooge. It's all about business. It's all about money.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I feel like Abbott or fucking Cruz need to start footing the bills because we don't need, shady funeral directors exploiting these poor families.
No, I completely agree. I'm just thinking about how, like, Greg Abbott, Ted Cruz, all of them are going to be helping out as much as possible while the cameras are on.
Performative, yes, exactly.
The minute those cameras turn off, they're going to leave those families for dead. Mm-hmm. And they're going to try and sue. The families are probably going to try and sue for compensation or justice. However, the Texas court system is rigged against anyone who is not in power.
Yep.
I can tell you this because I fucking lived there and I hated every second I was there.
I mean, too bad Texas Viking isn't in the chat because he lives in Texas.
He lives far away from there. He lives in DFW.
Oh, gotcha.
It's like, is it in the state of Texas? Yes. Is it nearby? Absolutely not. Have you seen the size of Texas?
Right. Now, too bad he's not in chat. Or I'd be like, all right, so live on the ground in Texas right now, Texas Viking. All right, take it away, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's raining hard here. I mean, turn it into the fucking Daily Show. Oh, speaking of the Daily Show, guess who came back this week?
He had me rolling, man.
That actually is a good segue into the second thing that I wrote down. You know, the passing of the big, beautiful bullshit bill. Fucking. Fucking Jon Stewart talking about how Schumer felt it was such a fucking flex to try to change the name of the bill to the act.
Right.
And I fucking love Jon Stewart's impressions of Chuck Schumer because they're fucking spot on.
They are on point, man. I remember that one time he was like, I am just one pair of glasses away from being Chuck Schumer.
Pretty much. I mean, he's a skinnier than Schumer and also has more hair, but yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're both Jewish and they both live in New York, so.
Yep. And by the way, guys, Jon Stewart is anti-genocide and he's Jewish.
Exactly. It's like you can be Jewish but also anti-Zionist at the same time.
Exactly. Bernie Sanders is another one. Bernie Sanders is also anti-genocide and he's also Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually funny because he went on Jon Stewart's podcast at one point, and it was kind of funny to watch both of them talk shop about being Jewish.
I have a couple of Jewish friends, and it's exactly like that too. It's like two cousins at a family reunion talking about shit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if I did move to the East Coast, I probably would move to Vermont because Vermont seems like very quaint.
Mm.
So, I mean, if I moved to the East Coast, that's probably where I would move.
The only real downside is the winters up there probably be brutal.
I mean, Trin lives in Vermont, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I had to fucking think for a second. I'm like, I know Trinity lives like up northeast, but I'm like, fuck, which state?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking either Vermont or Connecticut, but I'm pretty sure you're right. It's Vermont.
Yeah, I want to say it's Vermont, and like I said, it's just like if I moved anywhere on the East Coast, probably would be Vermont. Because it seems very quaint, and I would have Bernie Sanders as my senator.
Right. I mean, if I already live on the East Coast right now, but if I could pick to choose anywhere else to live on the East Coast, I would have two options. So there's two reasons why I choose these two. The first one would be, ironically, North Carolina, because weirdly enough, it is actually a very nice state. The prices are fairly low. However, it is a red state.
It is. Yep.
That's the only downside. And I've spent a lot of time in North Carolina over the years. I really do like the state. It's just that it's run by idiots.
Mm-hmm.
The second choice would be New York, outside of the city, because the city's way too fucking expensive. I was thinking more fucking Frank Sinatra, New York.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, it would probably be a little bit more upstate, definitely outside the city, because the city's fucking expensive.
City's expensive, very, very crammed.
Mm-hmm. And I spent a lot of my childhood in New York, so two places I'm fairly familiar with. I mean, Florida would be another one if it weren't so back-asswards.
Mm-hmm.
Except it would probably be Central Florida, not South Florida, because South Florida gets hit by the fucking hurricanes. I mean, Central Florida does too. But...
What the fuck are you talking about?
You're like, the whole fucking state gets hit. What the hell are you talking about,
Right,
bitch?
it's a giant sandbar. That's all Florida is.
I mean, again, if the state weren't so fucked, I wouldn't mind, like, you know, visiting Miami or something, or visiting my fucking niece and nephew in fucking South Florida. Because they live near where Chandler lives.
I mean, if they wouldn't handcuff my fallopian tubes at the border, I would love to visit Arkansas because they have these gigantic quartz mines that are basically a free-for-all quartz mine.
Ooh.
And they also have a diamond mine. That's a free-for-all diamond mine.
Oh, I love places like that. It's just like whatever you can like take home in like your designated bucket or whatever you keep.
I know, which is why it sucks. It's in Arkansas.
It's like, why can't it be in like somewhere like, let's say, like Virginia, which is like a bluish purple state?
Yeah.
It's like then you feel halfway safe to go there and be like, okay, I could go to this, you know, quartz mine. I'll be fine.
Not in Arkansas. My God. But New York City, I'll never forget my vacation, my trip to New York City. I want to say we stayed there. We stayed there for several days, and I remember just not being able to sleep.
Oh no, that city's loud as hell.
Yeah. Like I'd be trying to sleep, but it's like the city never sleeps, and so neither do I. Like that's what I remember most about it, just being really annoyed at how noisy it was at night. That and the fucking kamikaze drivers. My God, the fucking taxi drivers. My dad and I thought we were gonna die.
It's like each area of the globe has those like insane taxi or cab drivers. New York is for, you know, the states.
Mm-hmm.
I would say London for the Eastern EU, or not Eastern, Western EU.
Mm-hmm.
India for Asia. Definitely India.
Yeah. I remember hearing a story. It was one of my stepmom's coworkers. She works in tech, so there's a lot of overseas folks. This one of her coworkers was coming home from a family visit in India. And when she landed, she found out her entire family died in a car crash because all of them went to bid her goodbye.
Fuck.
All of them died. And I'm always like, why is it always India with the mass casualty events?
Right.
The fucking plane.
Mm-hmm.
Like 260 folks died.
Like, except for that one lone dude that was just fed up with everyone.
Yeah. That one, like, miracle man. Remember, I said it's just like, you know what? When that guy gets home, he should play the lottery.
Right. It's like if India has like their version of the lottery, he needs to play the numbers.
No, he was on his way home to England, to the UK.
All right. England's I forget what their version of the lottery is. It's been like 11 years since I've been there, so.
But I'm just like, yo, that guy is that guy is touched.
Right. It's like you want to say someone's, you know, blessed by God. There you go. There he is.
Exactly.
Because of something he should have died in, he completely survived, and he walked away from. Literally walked away from.
Walked to the ambulance.
Telling everybody to leave him alone.
Yeah, he's just like waving everybody away, like, get the fuck away from me. What the fuck was that?
I mean, at that point, that would probably be my mood too if I was conscious.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck? Oh god, I got hiccups.
What the fuck? I want my money back. The fuck was that?
Everything about that plane ride was bullshit.
Exactly.
But yeah, going back to the big beautiful bullshit, it was passed. Trump got to sign it on the 4th of July. What's almost funny at this point, and it's not even ironic anymore, is that technically this bill won't exactly take into effect until I believe 2027. So by the time the next election comes around, if there is one, and a Democrat is elected, then the bill finally kicks in, and then everybody's going to start blaming the Democrats for everything that's going on.
Here's for once, the Democrats are being smart. So after the stupid bill was passed, the Democrats have now gone on the offensive, going to every state, especially and paying special attention to red states, and educating them about what this bill is, what it cuts, and when.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going right out of the gate, telling everybody what's up, which I think
sorry.
And go ahead.
Oh, sorry. But with Medicaid's a great example. Medicaid is not called Medicaid in every single state. A lot of states, it's under a different name. So when you think Medicaid's being gutted, then you're like, yeah, but then you realize, fuck, that means my insurance and everything's gone because you didn't know that it was underneath another name. Like, let's just say Starfire, for example.
Or Affordable Care Act.
Yeah.
Yay. But it's like right after the bill was passed, practically, the Democrats have gone out. They're going to every state they can and educating the public on this bill, what it does, what it cuts, and when it cuts it, which I think is incredibly smart because, and I really do think that they should drag this thing like the Republicans did Obamacare, give it that treatment. But
right.
The thing about ICE, it just got a massive boost in funding at the expense of welfare programs, but it got a massive boost in funding. Here's the thing, though. ICE is having a major recruitment problem. Nobody wants to join ICE.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like, yeah, you got all this funding for what army? And it's like the only way I can really see Trump getting the numbers that he, building ICE, is if he brings back the military draft, which we all know was wildly popular in Vietnam.
Oh yeah, which actually I have a funny draft story that involved my dad, because literally when my dad graduated from high school, freshly 18 went straight into the army, right? And he was sent over to Vietnam. While in Vietnam, he actually got his draft papers. And he read them and he started freaking out thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get in trouble. And he goes to his commanding officer. He's like, hey, I need to go back to the States and straighten this out. And he shows him the draft papers. His commanding officer looks at him, looks at the papers, looks back at him and says, why? You're already here. And yeah, at that point, my dad wasn't worried about it anymore. But yeah, it's just like, 18-year-old, freshly out of high school logic, just like, oh shit.
Yeah. But
I would have paid money to see the look on his commanding officer's face while reading that. Probably thinking, what the fuck, is this child stupid? But yeah, there's talks about that coming back. It's like, yay. And also adding women onto it. And I believe extending the age to like 40 something now. And I'm just like, oh, great. Thankfully, my asthma, if my weight weren't a thing, my asthma would automatically disqualify me. But yeah, you'd be disqualified from it too because you have an unfortunate laundry list of shit.
Ugh, yep. I'm autistic.
So yeah, that on its own is an automatic no.
Oh yeah. RFK will come out of the woodwork and like nab me with a net. Just pounce. Why
not just imagine him with like an oversized butterfly net?
Yep.
Sneaking up to an autistic person like in a fucking cartoon, like in a Looney Tunes skit. And just whoop, scoop them up. It's like, shh, I'm hunting autistics.
Right.
God. I want that as a fucking cartoon edit now. Just like a satirical bullshit.
We gotta be very, very quiet.
Well, I might be able to do the fucked up voice. There's a guy on TikTok though that has it down pat, and I love the fact that he's called lawmakers and senators and pulled this voice out.
Yo,
Like,
there was. Oh my god, this reminds me. I don't know if you have this down. A fucking AI imitated, I want to say Mark Rubio, and called foreign officials.
oh no, I didn't hear about that. Oh shit.
Yes.
Ooh.
Somebody used an AI voice of Mark Rubio and called foreign ministers.
Oh my god, that I like that kind of troll. However, that poor dude's gonna end up in fucking gulag now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the fucking guy on TikTok though, like he's called Ted Cruz's office to be like, hey, Ted Cruz, are we going to lunch tomorrow at McDonald's? Like stupid shit like that. And also that hurt to do that. Ow.
Yeah.
That tears up my throat more than the Gollum voice. God damn.
Yeah, RFK has, I forget the exact term for it, but basically there's something wrong neurologically that causes his vocal cords to spasm. And that's why he sounds like that. He's a self-hating disabled person.
Mm-hmm. Same with Greg Abbott. Oh, fuck. I dropped my chicken. Yeah, same with Greg Abbott. Greg Abbott, self-hating disabled person because he's in a fucking wheelchair.
Ugh. Christina and I were pondering fanciful ways we would, interact with Greg Abbott yesterday. And that is all I will say. We don't exactly want to get banned from YouTube.
I mean, I normally wouldn't fight a person in a wheelchair, however. That's all I'll say. Just because you're in a wheelchair does not give you permission to be a jackass.
Does not give you permission to reject funding for critical infrastructure warning systems. But yeah, there was a fucking AI that imitated Mark Rubio, went out and called foreign ministers and everything, and I'm just like, yo.
It's like, this is the kind of shit we like to see. Just trolls.
It's like, I don't support AI, but
I mean,
I respect that.
like I mentioned to you not too long ago, actually, is that, yeah, we don't support AI in this house. However, if it's used for stuff like that, and like, the fucking AI thing of, Trump sucking off, or actually, no, Elon sucking off Trump's toes or whichever.
No, it was Trump sucking Elon's toes.
God, both images are fucking frightening, but but yeah, that's like the very few times that we support that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's not inherently harmful for those depicted in those videos. However,
I mean, it is really harmful to the environment, but hey, you know what? These guys who want AI to go completely unchecked just got their shit rocked.
Right? And this is AI when it's in check.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine when it's unchecked, it's gonna be even worse.
Yeah, the bill puts a 10-year moratorium on restricting AI in any capacity. And now it's just like, well, you lie in your bed the way you made it.
Oy vey. Oh, fuck. It's funny because I was just thinking about, because you mentioned the other day the Liver King and Joe Rogan. I just found out the other day that they're bringing back Fear Factor, which, for those who don't know, that's pretty much how Joe Rogan got his career started, was being the host of Fear Factor. Back when we all thought he was a cool guy.
I completely forgot about that.
Yep, he was the host of Fear Factor back when he had hair and he wasn't as bad as a douche.
Like, I completely forgot about that.
But they're bringing back
Fear Factor.
Mm-hmm. Like, they're bringing it back now. But guess who's going to be the fucking host?
Liver King.
Johnny Knoxville from Jackass.
Yo!
Oh, it's going to be fucking lit, man. I am so looking forward to it. Because you want that chaotic energy, you're going to have that Johnny Knoxville. I don't care if he's almost 60. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy Fear Factor needs.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, back in the day, Joe Rogan was a really good host for Fear Factor too.
Yeah, I remember. Though I also remember like watching them, quote unquote, survive snakes, and they'd be like ball pythons,
right? Or like corn snakes or something.
Or like corn snakes, yeah. And I'm just like, sign me up. If this is what Fear Factor are about, I'm in.
Or like they put your head in like the box and put like a tarantula in there. You'd just be like, all right, I'm just vibing.
I would just be like, hello, beautiful lady.
Right. It's like, I'll try not to directly, breathe on you so you don't kick your hurricane hairs on me. Right. That'd be the only thing you have to really worry about is getting the hairs in your face. But yeah, it's like, the glass coffin of snakes. It's like, sign me up. I'll lay down and you can put snakes on me.
I would literally pay somebody to, have me sit in a bathtub and just pour snakes on me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hell yeah.
You would just be there playing with, we'd both be there playing with the snakes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, there's so many noodles.
Yep. Somebody would try to prank me, with snakes. I'd just be like, oh, hello.
I mean, I told you about, God, circling back to Jackass, about the one stunt that they did with Bam Margera where they locked him in the back of a horse trailer and fucking put him with a king fucking cobra.
Right.
and for those who don't know, Bam Margera is terrified of snakes, like deathly afraid of them. I can understand maybe exposing him to like a corn snake or something, or even like a big boa, but not something that can kill you.
I could understand. If you want a big snake, there's plenty out there. There's the boa, Burmese python, reticulated python. You do not pit a king cobra against a rookie.
Right, especially
that is terrified of you because those things have some of the most noxious venom on the planet. And they produce lots of it. They have some of the largest venom glands in the animal kingdom.
I mean, there's been recorded instances of fucking, while king cobras are being milked, their venom being extracted, filling up a fucking shot glass.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much is going through your fucking veins when you get bit.
Yeah.
So understandably, I'd probably be just as scared as Bam as well, because that animal could fucking kill me, especially if I'm in a small enclosed space.
That's the only time where I'm just like, that is legitimately dangerous. Because, I mean, unless it was venomoid, but even then,
oh no, this one wasn't.
Okay.
It had a big old fat head. It was not venomoid.
Well, sometimes they put silicone pads where the venom glands are to sort of fill out the head.
There were some zoomed in close-ups of this animal, and there was no like suture lines or anything like that.
There was no scars. Okay.
Yeah, it looked completely intact.
Okay.
Well, but still, it's like you don't fucking do that shit. Like,
no, you don't, because like I said, king cobras are a high tier animal. Like, you have to have a lot of experience to handle one, let alone own one. And so it's just like, you do not put a king cobra in with a raw rookie. That is a recipe for disaster.
I mean, they did have a snake expert on site, but still, that guy should have known better. In my opinion, he should have known better, or suggested something not as intense.
Yeah, like I said, like a Burmese python or a boa.
Right. It's like you get the size, you get the, the fear without. Well, a retaker berm could kill somebody, but not as quickly as a king cobra.
No. King cobra will take you the fuck out.
Mm-hmm. You have a chance. You definitely have a bigger chance of surviving being bit / wrapped up by a berm or a retic than you do have being bit by a king cobra, especially if you're not close enough to a hospital.
And yeah, and the other thing is that anti-venom is extremely expensive. You have you have to fly it in from other places. There was a reason that one guy who was bit by an inland taipan could not find anti-venom, because everybody was like, this shit is rare. We're not giving it up because we are endangering our own staff if we do. And so it's just like, taking all of that into consideration, that was a bad idea.
Yeah, that let's say you were going to do a prank like that to me, and I'm going to give my fear of bees and stinging wasps and stuff like that as an example. I would rather you freak me out with a carpenter bee or a honeybee versus Africanized honeybees or big ass hornets or anything like that, or any sort of wasp.
No, what I would do is I would put in hoverflies.
Oh god, hoverflies make me mad because they do look like bees.
I know. I would accost you with hoverflies.
Like, because at first I'd be like, fuck bee.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I actually live in the area of the country that has Africanized honeybees. I have luckily yet to encounter them. Well, I don't know. Maybe I have. They're not as aggressive when they're foraging. Generally, they're really aggressive if you come near their home.
Right.
And I luckily have not come near said home, and so I have yet to encounter any, at least angry ones. So I hate to say it, but I really do think that Africanized honeybees are the future of the honey / bee industry.
Yeah, because I believe it's the Euro honeybee is what's going extinct.
No, it's not going extinct, but it is very fragile. The Africanized honeybees are much more tolerant of environmental changes, have a higher yield of honey, are more resistant to diseases, and are more aggressive towards pests. And so they're more pest resistant as well. Like, they're a more robust species of bee. The problem is they are very angry. However, Brazilians apparently, South America, apparently the majority of the beekeepers keep Africanized honeybees, and they manage them just fine.
Nice.
And so, but I really do think that they're the future of beekeeping, simply because that they're just a stronger, healthier bee than your classic bee.
And I'm thinking about, like Mark Vince and fucking Coyote Peterson. Mainly how Mark, I forget what part of Asia he was in, but he found like the blue carpenter bees. I was like, oh my god, they're gorgeous, but I don't want to handle one.
Yeah, same here. I've seen those. They're beautiful. But
like a beautiful, like cobalt blue. Like, oh my god.
There's also those fucking massive ones.
Yeah.
They sound like fucking birds, like hummingbirds.
Right. God, I remember when Mark caught the big ass black carpenter bee, and that thing sounded like a fucking helicopter. It's like, golly, I can only imagine holding like the little glass container that bee was in and feeling that shit vibrate.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I would probably be like, okay, someone take this away from me, because if I drop it and it breaks, I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna die right there on the floor.
I'm gonna drop dead.
Yeah, exactly. The bee's not gonna kill me. My heart's gonna give out. That's what's gonna happen. Oh god, why did that remind me of like that one time I went into fucking work and I got a iced coffee with a shot of espresso in it. One of my fucking coworkers, normally I make the drink when I go in there because I don't like that much sugar, and they put too much sugar and creamer in there, so I just make it myself. My coworker, he was very nice to start it for me, but I didn't realize he'd already put the shot of espresso in it, so I put another one in.
Mhm.
And then, I make the drink as normal, and it was so funny because I took a sip and I was like, "Ooh, this is a little better." And I asked my coworker, I was like, "Hey, did you add espresso shot in here?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh Lord, I have 2 in here. I'm gonna either have a heart attack or I'm gonna shit myself." Oh, he almost fell out on the floor laughing. And I told him, like, "Hey, you just turned 18. This is what you have to look forward to in your mid-30s."
I started drinking coffee when I was 13. I started doing a lot of substances when I was
Me too.
13.
Oh my god. Whoa, that actually triggered a random ass memory. I do remember, I want to say I was like 14 or 15. I was with my cousins and my aunt and uncle, Ed and Jay.
Mm-hmm.
And my uncle N, he saw me order a hot cappuccino. And he kind of like looked at me weird. And he asked, he's like, "That's coffee, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right." Like, he was just like a little disturbed. I was drinking coffee at like 14, 15 years old.
When I was at Teen Extreme at YMCA had the very bright idea to have coffee available at all times at Teen Extreme.
Make it even more extreme.
Yep. And so I drank that stuff constantly. So good.
Right, like the coffee at my job is a hit or miss. I've noticed if I make it, it's pretty good. But if there's another new I don't want to say, I want to say she's like early 20s. Like, she's not that 18, 19-year-old weird age gap. But oh my god, it took me and another manager to have to tell her not to fucking water down everything.
Yeah.
Because when the coffee looks like maybe like slightly darkened urine, there's a problem.
Oh my god. Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah, she watered it down so bad, and I remember telling her, I'm like, "Hey, this is how you're supposed to make it." And she just kind of like rolled her eyes and was like, "Okay." And next day, fucking same thing happens again. I just kind of I dump out everything that she did and remade it, and I was a little bit dramatic and petty about it. Yeah.
Oh, I know that feeling.
And day 3, me and this other manager had to fucking talk to her about it, and then she finally stopped. Probably because it wasn't just me nagging her; it was someone else higher up than me agreeing with me.
Yeah. I remember one time there was this lady, and like there was so much room on the grocery belt thing. I don't know what to call it, conveyor belt.
Yeah, it's conveyor belt.
There was so much room there. I was carrying all these heavy groceries, including a 24-pack of Budweiser Zero, and this bitch was refusing to fucking move.
Oh god.
And when she finally moved, I made sure that I slammed that case of beer as hard as I could onto the thing. And she jumped. And I was like, yeah, serves you right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I gotta feed a pussycat.
Oh, you're 8 minutes late. Oh no, she's gonna start her kitten death.
No.
Listening to good old Soundgarden. Won't you come? I hear a Joey.
Oh, I got on my hands, goddammit.
Oh no.
I have to wash my hands after this.
See, now Joey's doing her cover of Walk This Way now. Walk this way. Too bad Bonnie's not in the chat. She is like the Aerosmith / Steven Tyler fucking savant at this point. Hell, I learned most of the songs I know by Aerosmith from her because of fucking karaoke at the goddamn dive bar.
I need to get some more agua. Why don't you give your own garden update?
Oh shit, yeah, that's right. So I thought I was about to lose Anne, the sweet mini pepper plant. Luckily, I didn't. I made the stupid idea of removing her from underneath my arrow garden light and into the windowsill, so the plant would have more room to sprout. But then she started sulking really bad, and then I was like, oh shit, I hope I'm not killing this plant. So I put her back underneath the arrow light with a little bit of Epsom salt sprinkle and some water, and doing fine again. But Zombie actually educated me and told me that if I wanted to harden that pepper plant, I could just take her out from underneath the light, keep her in the windowsill for like 10, 15 minutes a day at a time, and just bump up that increment until the plant essentially weans off of the arrow garden light. But none of my other pepper seeds have sprouted yet. Still waiting on Dave Jr. to sprout, the second Thai bird plant I'm trying to get going. My chives are looking awesome, though. They don't look drunk anymore. And my oregano is starting to sprout more and more little leaves, so I'm just like, so excited. But fortunately, with my basil clipping, I had to toss that out because it started getting like gross. But I did put a new clipping in a new water bottle and see where that goes from there. Maybe get another basil plant going. And also, my original basil plant that's growing in the arrow garden is still growing like a fucking weed. I swear I have to prune that thing like almost like every other day, and I get so much basil. Like, I wish I had all the ingredients to make pesto, because that would be a great opportunity to make pesto.
Bunch on
But
that cow.
yeah, I do that occasionally. I'll pluck off a leaf and just pop it in my mouth.
Let's dive your face into it and munch on.
What the fuck? I'm not an animal. Come on now.
I have standards, I should tell you.
I am not a creature of savagery. I'm classically trained, I'll have you know. But I have been giving some to the hissers, and they've been enjoying it. They've been enjoying it too. That's also good for them nutrition-wise.
A little bit. Well, oh yeah, I got my booble fuel back. So I got booble.
Oh, nice. All right, so I've said my piece about my garden. What's been going on with yours?
A lot.
Yeah, can confirm a lot of ups and downs.
My Anaheim pepper has peppers growing on it, which is nice. Nothing from the
Nice.
Trinidad Scorpion yet. There's something weird going on with the Trinidad Scorpion. It's just refusing to grow. But, I mean, it's still alive. My beans are doing really well. My potatoes, my beets, my squashes are doing well. I got myself some Rio Grande blue corn kernels.
I
Rio
saw
Grande
those. Those
blue
are super pretty.
sometimes known as Hopi maize, has been in my region for 4,000 years.
Can't get more indigenous than that when it comes to food.
Mm-hmm. And so I managed to get 50. I've started 25. And I soaked them yesterday. Like, I got them just yesterday. And today, about half of the ones I soaked have sprouted. And so
nice.
And so that's really fun. I also have my 2 onions look like, I mean, the Vidalia onion definitely has roots on it. Has lots of roots on it, actually. The yellow onion, no roots yet from what I can see, but it's turning green and starting to deform a little bit on the side, which hopefully means it's about to sprout.
Right, it's just sprouting on the side, not from the top.
I'm waiting for the garlic to sprout. I'm waiting for the potatoes to mature. Because they're beginning, the eyes on the potatoes are beginning to sprout, but I want to wait a little bit. One of the sweet potatoes I had went really bad, but the other one has started to sprout vines. I'm also, as for Scraggly, my Carolina Reaper, it's doing okay. I was gonna transplant it, but it's not quite where I want it to be yet for transplant, so I'm waiting. The rosemary that I'm starting, about 5 of them have started sprouting roots. And in terms of Weedy has been put outside, so somebody doesn't eat it because she thinks she's a fucking goat.
Right, I don't get how she could identify as a fucking cow. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, and I've started on some cat grass as a peace offering to hopefully.
Right, it's like, here, eat this to your little stomach's desire.
Exactly, like live your little goat dreams.
Right, she's just a Nigerian dwarf goat in a fucking costume.
The compost bin. A bunch of sugar ants. Sugar ants have moved into the compost bin. Which, like, normally I would be mad about. But the thing about sugar ants, they can't sting you. They can bite you, but it really doesn't feel like anything. So they're like the most harmless ants you can encounter. And the other thing about them is that they aerate and turn the soil.
Right.
So they're actually good for making sure that the compost is turned and aerated and everything decomposes properly.
Right. Like, them along with worms help out too.
And I miss you too.
I know.
The other great thing about ants is that ants, in fact, are pollinators. They will pollinate your plants. And so, it is, ants aren't just ants aren't only a menace. They can be useful.
Right. It's like they do have some purpose.
Yeah, they do. I know, I miss you too. I wish you were here. It's been so stressful. Been so stress-filled. So I've been venting through drawing.
I can tell. There's a character the zombie's working on, which I've had a lot of choice words for, and every single time I've made a comment, zombie's been dying. It's just like, what the fuck? But am I wrong?
No, you are not.
It's like, that's the sad part. It's like, I'm not wrong.
Mr. Strange, I found another Spider-Man variant. That is not a Spider-Man variant, you moron.
Jesus Christ, we're all gonna die.
Yep.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yep, especially your wife.
Fuck. God damn it. Ugh. I hate when I laugh too hard. Now I fucking cough. Oh, I hate getting old.
You're like, I'm ancient now.
Compared to a lot of my coworkers, I kind of am. Like one of them had the nerve to say to me, he's like, "You were born what, 1890?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm over 130 years old." It's like, I'm a witch, can't you tell? Actually, speaking of, it's like you're growing like the mini farm on your end. I have like all the fucking the fucking pagan herbs going and shit.
I wish I could have chickens.
Right.
Not have the facilities for chickens or the capacity, but I would like to have chickens. And the thing is, I can't eat eggs, but I could donate them.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, excuse me.
But also, having a chicken, even as a pet, it's literally having your own pet dinosaur.
It really is. Though you should at least get 2, because they are
right. Right. It's like if you're gonna get a hen for some eggs, you might as well get her a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, That's another algorithm on TikTok I've been fucking stuck on was the chicken TikTok because it's really interesting to see a lot of folks. Yeah, TikTok. Like look at all these chicks, man. Then you see beep, 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 beep. But I forget the name of this breed of chicken, but it can apparently get like 3.5, 4 feet tall.
What?
Yeah, something gigante. I forget the first part of the name, but they're
Giant.
but yeah, they can get fucking huge apparently. And there's also breeds that are so tiny. They're like the size of a small puppy.
Oh my god, they are. They're so dorky looking.
Oh no, which ones?
They're big, but they're dorky.
I mean, that was my nickname in high school, big and dorky.
Oh my god.
But there actually is a breed of chicken. Well, it's not really a breed. It's like a mixed breed. It's a mutt chicken. But I forget the names of the breeds that's mixed with. But it creates something called a zombie chicken, to where their actual skin is dark gray, almost black, and their feathers are stark white.
Whoa.
I mean, if I could, let me find, actually, I could take a screenshot because I liked a video on TikTok of a zombie chicken. I forget what it's mixed with, but it's not like a recognized breed yet, so to speak.
Ah, it's a breed in the making.
Pretty much. It's so cool looking. Oh no. Yep, those are the ones I was talking about, but yep, they look dorky. They're all
so
legs.
dorky looking.
Just imagine the fucking drumsticks on that motherfucker.
It's like if a chicken was a secretary bird.
Those are also another cool species of bird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fucking the secretary birds are literally feathered raptors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so are cassowaries, and they're massive as fuck.
Cassowaries are cool. I love their feet.
Right. They sound like fucking dinosaurs too. Have you heard one do like the call? Yeah. Like, holy shit. I mean, I love cassowaries, but I'd be terrified to be in the same fucking area as one.
Oh yeah, same here.
All right, so I tried to get a screenshot of the baby chick, but it didn't go so well. But yeah, that's what they look like.
Oh, no.
But yeah, like their skin is like a dark reddish gray to sometimes almost black. And yeah, they have white feathers.
They're like Dalmatians.
Mm-hmm. But for anyone who might get confused, no, they don't look like the silkies that are all black, but they look like they have little like weird hairdos. And they look
looking.
Silkies are a cute chicken breed too. They look all fuzzy.
The featherless ones. I think those ones are great.
I mean, if you want to talk about actual dinosaurs.
So my favorite is the jet black chicken.
Mm-hmm.
That one is beautiful. That one and the phoenix chicken. Have you ever seen?
Oh yeah,
they're
cool. With like the long ass fucking tail feathers. Oh my god, that reminded me. I forget which state this happened in, but someone who's an emu farmer, hatched out a baby emu that has no feathers whatsoever.
Whoa.
And yet, literally, the anatomy of this animal is so intriguing to look at because you literally are looking at a gallimimus, like no joke.
Emus are probably one of the like if I was to pick a pet big bird, it would probably be an emu because emus are very personable. Yeah,
they're less intense than ostriches.
Yeah, ostriches. Even though I do love ostriches. I think ostriches are so cool.
Right. It's like, again, another gallimimus.
Mm-hmm. Well, gallimimus is literally ostrich mimic. But the ostrich came after gallimimus.
Mm-hmm.
So, isn't the ostrich mimicking gallimimus?
Right. I'm trying to find fucking. I'm getting pictures of like newly hatched naked emus. I'm trying to find the something of the one that I saw that was a little bit older, like nowhere near adult size, but I would say like maybe a few weeks to a couple of months. There we go. I found it. But you can't really see its face, but you can see its backside. And actually, no, there's a second picture. I could actually that one's better. No, that's a video. Screenshot the video. And it is in Espanol. I don't know why though.
Is it Espanol?
Yeah, that caption on the bottom. But yeah, look at that thing.
Whoa!
Look at the wings though.
Little bitty arms.
Reminds me of the fucking Carnotaurus from the fucking prehistoric planet.
Look at my wee arms.
Right. But yeah, I that video though is fucking wild because it's like, oh my god, this is a real fucking animal.
Yeah. I know. It's like you see something like that, and it's like, how do some scientists still say that birds are not dinosaurs? Like how?
Exactly. It's like birds and modern day reptiles. Like you look at a fucking crocodile monitor, you look like it's like you're looking into the eyes of a Utah raptor.
Yeah. Crocodile monitors are intense, man.
Oh, gorgeous! But yeah, those teeth, like they're the one of the few reptiles in the hobby that can kill you.
Yeah.
Like hell, Tom Crutchfield had one of his croc monitors literally fly at his fucking face.
Yeah.
And if it weren't for the fact that and some folks would probably disapprove of this, but this was him acting in self-defense. He essentially caught that croc monitor by the throat midair and threw it to the side. And thankfully, the croc monitor kind of just scurried away. He didn't try to attack Tom again, but yeah, those are one of the few reptiles in the hobby that will send you to the hospital. You will need reconstructive surgery if you don't bleed out.
Yeah. To put it into perspective, guys, it's basically if a velociraptor could climb trees and unzip you with its bullwhip tail.
Right.
It's a tree climbing velociraptor with a bullwhip for a tail.
Here, I'll pull up I'll go on Google and pull up a photo of one because they're really
pretty.
Yeah, they're gorgeous, but yeah, just really intense.
And the really interesting thing, and I find this most this is seen most visibly in crocodile monitors, I think, is just when you look at a monitor, there is somebody looking back.
Yeah, there's something with a conscience, like something. Yeah. There's thought behind the eyes.
Exactly. I remember Kevin McCurley. He was feeding a crocodile monitor, and I remember I was looking at this crocodile monitor and looking at its eyes, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's like looking into the eyes of a parrot."
Mm-hmm. Again, another dinosaur.
It's like there is definite intelligence behind those eyes.
I mean, hell, even when Chandler visited Cannon, Chandler from Chandler's Wildlife, and Cannon from Camp Cannon, he got to look at essentially interact with one of his croc monitors, and he commented that the animal is literally studying him, like looking him up and down.
Yeah.
It's like there is a brain at work behind those eyes.
Deeply intelligent animal.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they're gorgeous.
Okay, why is that picture coming up small? That is weird. It's a beautiful photo, though. I mean, a beautiful photo of the animal's eyes, too. That's why I'm like, damn it, I can't share this one.
Heck.
Ooh, that one's really pretty, actually. That's a high yellow one. Holy shit. All right. Open image and link. Oh, god damn it. I don't want to go to the website. What is this wiki for? Oh, it is wiki for animals. Literally says animals wiki. Fuck. Like, all I want is a fucking photo, y'all. Come on now.
You can always put one up in the community page after this.
Yeah, fair.
Might be easier to do.
Oh my god, my fucking thing is being a dick. Actually, better yet, I already know what I'm gonna do. Okay, why is that playing in the background here?
Is there somebody else? Hold on. It says there's 3 folks in studio chat.
Oh, I have the phone for audio, and it's myself and you.
I was so bamboozled.
Yes, there's 2 of me. I am everywhere.
Yes, I am omnipresent.
All right. Well, now you're about to see another screen in a second. Just a general fucking Google search.
Pinky nail broke in the weirdest way. It looks like a bottle opener now.
But y'all, this is what we're talking about. Beautiful animal.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous creature.
But also, do you see this mouth here?
Mm-hmm.
That is a dangerous mouth. Oh, hey, shout out to Clint from Clint's Reptiles.
Hey.
Who he's the one that essentially said that these animals can and will kill you.
Oh, yeah. They're like one of the few, like, they are one of the monitors that is medically significant if it even gives you a love nip.
Mm-hmm. But yes, absolutely gorgeous animal. Animal can get very big and very deadly.
Not as big as the Komodo dragon, but it's also a lot more wily than the Komodo dragon is.
Right. Oh, now I wanted to make the thing bigger. Ah. Gotta love crappy internet. You suck, Fios. There we go, shops. Shop staring? What the fuck? Mixing up words over here. Fuck.
God, that's been like me. Like, ever since I got the IUD removed, I've been in hormonal free fall. And I feel like I have like pregnancy brain or something because my brain fog is so bad.
Right.
And also, I've been very angry.
Yes.
Like, I put a hole in my deck trying to stab a stick for tripping me.
Sounds like something I do.
Stab it with my shovel.
Luckily, my little tiny slab of patio is concrete, so I can't do that.
And the other day, I threw something across the kitchen. Today, I like took out my anger on the trash can for annoying me. Like, I feel like I'm having first trimester simulator right now.
Your uterus is like, give us babies, damn it.
Ugh, I fucking hate it. We're getting a little sprinkle right now.
Yeah, we had some good thunder earlier. No rainfall though. Although we're supposed to be getting it.
I hope that I hope this little sprinkles enough to water the garden.
Mm-hmm.
And that it won't like turn into a biblical flood like it did in Texas.
Mm-hmm. Right. And it's funny, you have to worry about the weather in your area. I have to worry about shitty neighborhood kids. I still need to get those pepper seeds of that pepper plant that looks like little fruits, little yellow fruits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they could be berries, you know? Well, I mean, technically peppers are berries, but they could be cherries, you know? Like some kind of cherry. Fucking love Rainier cherries. I felt betrayed when I had like actual cherries. Because I spent a lot of my I spent you know, a lot of my life in Washington State, and that includes when I was a kid, Washington State has Rainier cherries all over the joint because, well, Mount Rainier is in fact in Washington State.
Mhm.
And I remember, like, I think it was a cherry sundae that I ordered. It was like a sundae.
Oh, you had the maraschino shits?
Yeah, I got the, like,
Oh.
artificial red cherries. And I was like, oh, these don't look like Rainier cherries. And I tried them and I immediately spat them back out.
Yeah,
I thought I was
maraschino cherries are
betrayed in my
terrible.
soul.
The only time I ever withstand a fucking cherry, like near my mouth, the maraschino one, is if I'm drinking like an old fashioned or something, like
Same
a bourbon
here.
drink.
That's the only time I can tolerate it.
I've never tried Rainier cherries. I kind of want to now.
They're pretty good. They taste nothing like maraschino cherries. Nothing at all like them.
And hey, worst case scenario, if I don't like them, the hipsters will definitely eat them because the hipsters love dark red cherries.
Mm-hmm. They have a pit, I will tell you, like a
yeah.
It is a very unique flavor, though. Like, there's really no comparison to anything that exists.
Too bad. Actually, I wonder if I do live in the climate that could support growing kiwis. Because I would love to grow yellow or gold kiwis because they're so good.
I would not grow a plant that risks escaping into the wild.
Okay, fair.
However, I'm sure there's plenty of things around your, like, local fruits and veggies.
Mm-hmm. I know my local food line will usually around this time of year sell blueberry, raspberry bushes. Like, ooh, I've been tempted to get one of those. More than likely raspberries because I love raspberries.
I love all fruit, but
fruit does not love you.
Except for cherries and grapefruit, they suck. But everything else is great.
Mm-hmm. I love most fruit. Some fruit I don't love because it's a texture thing. Like, I've hated the fact that over the past couple of years, like I've just mentioned, I love gold kiwis. I think they're sweeter and more flavorful than green kiwis. And they are much juicier than green Twinkies. Twinkies? The fuck? Green Twinkies? What the hell? Green kiwis, mind you.
Christine's having a stroke on stream.
No, it's just it's the THC talking. But yeah, the green kiwis, and so a lot of times the gold kiwi, the texture of it will remind me of canned fruit, and I have trauma around canned fruit, unfortunately, and so it'll automatically make me gag, and it sucks because I love gold kiwis. I love the flavor of everything about them. But it's like the moment that texture hits my tongue, I just and I'm like, nope. It's like, no, we're eating this, goddammit.
Make a smoothie.
Like, I've actually thought about that, or maybe chopping them up small, like eating it like cereal or something, maybe in smaller bits. I wouldn't be so adverse to it.
Kiwi smoothies are definitely a thing.
I do have a food processor, so I could make it happen.
Yeah.
Ooh, kiwi sherbet though, or kiwi ice or something like that. Ooh. It would look horrendous because it would be bright fucking yellow.
I mean,
but it would taste amazing.
Kind of cool.
Ooh, food experiment. But yeah, some fruits I love, some fruits I like, but I can't eat them too often or they make me retch. Although apparently it's funny to watch me eat gold kiwi because I'm just like, ooh, this is really good. It's like, I'm not lying. I swear it is good. Don't pay attention to the retching. And that's also a thing with me and soups as well because again, I have trauma around. I have a lot of food trauma, unfortunately. If anyone hasn't picked up on that. Yeah, a lot of soups I can't have unless they're like curry type stuff or like brothy type stuff, like a lot of Asian soups.
Yeah.
But like anything like tomato soup, especially, absolutely not. Like the texture and everything, the taste is wrong. And this goes for like a lot of like thick soups, like chowders and stuff like that. Just nope, I can't do it.
I'm not turned off much by texture. Like I actually consider myself lucky that I'm not one of those autistics who's an extremely picky eater. Because if I was, I would be starving to death right now.
Yeah.
However, I mean, tomatoes, I feel like I need to omit tomatoes because I hate everything about tomatoes, not just the texture. Because raw tomato especially is like eating a raw organ. But fat, I would say fat. I hate biting into fat because it's just so gelatinous. You're just like, ugh.
Like for example, I'm going to use steaks as an example because I actually cooked one the other day. I don't mind fat, but yeah, if there's too much, I have to trim it off.
Sometimes they have these like great deals on country style pork ribs at my store, and it's great because I get like 10, 20 pounds of meat for like $15. But so much fat. Oh my god.
I mean, it's good if you're wanting to save like render down the fat for like
doing is I'm gonna trim it up and then like use it to fry mushrooms in or something.
And hell, if you I don't know if this would work with pork fat, but I was thinking like the beef tallow shit. Have like pork tallow if that's a thing.
I believe that is known as lard.
Oh yeah, fair. Damn it, I'm supposed to do the chefy one of the show. God damn it.
Well, I've thought of using lard in place of butter. I have yet to actually do so.
I mean, you're getting pretty much a very, very rich spread that's porky.
I mean, a lot of folks, when they think of like pork lard and cookies, for example, they're like, ew. And it's just like, yo, 4,000, like.
The Victorians love their pork lard, though.
Like butter in its modern form did not come around until I want to say the 1920s. Before that, everybody used fucking pork lard because it was shelf stable.
I mean, hell, a lot of those Victorian like crust like meat pies that they made back in the day and still make today, you don't use butter, you use lard in your pie crust.
Exactly.
Because it's a hot water crust that they use because it's very easy to make, quick to make, and it's also very pliable and it's also shelf stable.
And they, of course, they also used it in other stuff like pork lard. Pork lard in baking is not as unusual as you guys think.
Right.
And the porky flavor doesn't really come through. Otherwise, they wouldn't use it. Nobody wants pork flavored cookies.
Sounds like something Donald Trump would eat.
No, he only eats McDonald's.
Oh, God. That photo op that they did on Air Force One was hysterical because of the look on RK Jr.'s face, because you could tell he did not want to be there.
He probably wanted to be there. I mean...
Oh, yeah, fair.
He's like the rest of them, a hypocrite. He'll go out and preach, fast food, or at least he did up until he changed his tune the moment he became one of Trump's cabinet members. It was like, fast food's bad for you, artificial flavoring, yada, yada, all of that's bad for you. Meanwhile, he eats that stuff.
Right. The other day, Mom was talking about how bad MSG is, and I told her, I'm like, MSG is not as bad as you think it is. You just have to use it like you would salt. It's like you don't need a lot of it. It's only there to enhance the flavor of the food. You don't like cake the food in it. You don't dump half a cup of it into a sauce.
God, like the whole non-GMO everything drives me nuts. And it
like, technically, everything we eat is already genetically modified and has been for a very long time.
Exactly. A lot of them. Wheat, corn, beans. Like, selling non-GMO corn is like selling 0-calorie water.
Yep, makes no damn sense.
Exactly. And it's just like, I have no reservations. I'm not somebody who's like, no, I want to go to a nursery and get my all organic, non-GMO, sickly, pest-filled seed potatoes to put in my garden. No.
Ugh.
I'm going to the fucking supermarket and I'm getting my vegetables there. Because those vegetables are built to last and built to make a lot of vegetables.
I mean, that's where my jalapeno seeds came from, and my mini sweet bell pepper seeds came from. Hell, yeah. And it's a product of one of those store-bought peppers.
I have a sage, I have a sage plant. I have potatoes. Like, I have all kinds of... I have leeks. I have all kinds of things that I got from the store that I just put in the ground, and, now they're growing. Like, that's the thing. If you don't care about the quote-unquote organic, quote-unquote non-GMO stuff, go get yourself vegetables from the supermarket. You're going to have a lot easier time. Those vegetables are more disease resistant, hardier, and are bred to produce as much as possible. And so they're a great place to start. And another thing about them is that because they're built that way, they will take full advantage of your soil conditions. And so you might think, oh, quantity over quality. That's not necessarily true. If you have good quality soil, those things are really going to soak up a lot of flavor, really going to develop. And you're going to have an amazing time with some potatoes.
I mean, hell, I've been having a lot of fun, especially growing this basil, because it's like it wants to become a fucking bush so bad. It's like giving me so many fucking leaves.
Stick your face in it and munch on it like a cow.
Oh my god. Right. I mean, hey, basil's good for you, so. Like, I definitely know my hissers like it, but my hissers are being spoiled because the mini sweet bells, that pepper plant is just for the hissers, food wise.
Oh my god! What the hell? Oh my god! I'm so confused.
Oh, what happened?
NWS, what are you telling me? So, so the next few days were supposed to be like super hot, super dry, like basically the most deserty you can be. But now NWS is saying we're going to be having thunderstorms all week.
That's been the same for me too. Okay, that's weird because we live in two very different areas.
Very different areas, but who knows? Might have had the same kind of job cuts,
Fair.
What does SPC say? SPC Outlook.
Yeah, I do feel bad that I can't have my plants outside though because of the shitty kids. Because I remember back when I had that Christmas cactus, almost 8-9 years with that thing, and it got so big. But yeah, every spring and summer it would go outside, fall, winter inside. But yeah, it got massive, and I'm really surprised that nobody went after it, especially the shitty kids in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you could put out some harmless berries.
Little yellow berries. They taste just like little citrusy, like apricot things or whatever. Meanwhile, pain, so much pain. I would love to grow those fucking purple peppers that you sent me that link for.
Those are so pretty.
They're gorgeous. I mean, hell, it's like even if you couldn't eat them or use them in anything, fucking decorative as fuck.
Apparently they don't stay that color, but yeah, it's like they turn that like bright violet purple. I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
All right. Beautiful peppers. I would love to also grow purple bell peppers. Those are really pretty too. They're like a deep purple skin color with the flesh, I think, still being green. I had an itch in my ear trying to scratch that. Oh. Yeah, but I don't have a backyard like Zombie, unfortunately. I live in a very urban area. So my backyard is very tiny. I wouldn't mind growing garlic, though, either, now that I think about it. Especially for the scapes. Garlic scapes are very good in a lot of Asian dishes, and they make very good garlic scape pestos.
Okay, I return.
Great, now I want to start growing garlic now, which I actually could. I do have a couple of, like, containers.
Garlic is very easy to grow. Like, I want to say it's, like, among the easiest. Oh, yeah. I also got shallots because there was a shallot at the store that was sprouting like crazy. And so I nabbed it.
Right.
The cashier looked very confused by it. Yep, I nabbed
normally,
it. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, normally folks don't pick up the stuff that's already sprouted.
I managed to separate it into 4 cloves, or shoots, or sprouts, or whatever you want to call them. Mm-hmm. They are outside now. In the ground.
I wish I had a backyard like you.
I also kept an eye out for a red onion, and the red onions at my main store I go to looked like shit, and so I didn't get any.
The ones in my area aren't too bad. Fucking love red onions, though.
Next time I go get gummies, I'm gonna stop by Trader Joe's where I get my bread, and I'm gonna see what kind of onions they have, because I can tell you their potatoes are huge.
Right. Didn't you say those sweet potatoes you showed me were from TJ's?
Those Yukon Golds, yeah.
Yeah, fucking huge.
They're massive. And
I
so
would love to grow purple potatoes.
They might have good red onion that I could.
Yeah, I would love to grow purple potatoes too. It's like any herb or vet or anything purple, I want to grow it.
I've grown those before. I will tell you, they are very sweet. Like,
I've had them before. I've cooked with them before. They're very good.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I'm just saying, it's just like, do not expect a normal potato. They are
right. I mean, I've made savory stuff out of them. Same with purple potato and sweet potato. I usually treat them in a very savory manner because I actually don't like adding on to the sweetness.
No, same here.
Because the sweet plus the savory works really well together.
I remember I had like all sorts of colored potatoes.
And potatoes.
Yeah, I went okie there for a second. Potatoes. We had like all different kinds. We had russet, purples, reds, gold, and I would use them to make the gayest looking mashed potatoes you have ever seen in your life.
I've done that with purple potatoes before, just straight purple potatoes, and to serve that alongside steak is hysterical. It's like you have this nicely seared steak, and you just see amount of purple.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but you taste it. It tastes like a little bit of white cheddar and garlic. It tastes really good, but the looks of it, you think it tastes like
yeah,
sweet.
I would combine all the colors of the potato into the mashed potatoes, and it would be multicolored.
Nice. It's like, are your fried mashed potatoes done yet?
Mm-hmm.
That just reminded me of something of how spoiled my hissers are. They do like sweet potatoes, however, they don't like them raw. If I boil them and mash them, obviously without seasonings, and let it cool down, give it to them, they will eat it up. I'm like, y'all are fucking spoiled and bougie. You don't want to eat the hard fucking. Yeah, because I feed them like they're my own children, but they are my little bug kids. I have great grandchildren, damn it, and great grandchildren. Oh, speaking of roach children, Jinx is doing well. When when she molts again, I'm gonna move her into a bigger enclosure, and I'm gonna actually put that Happy Meal toy that I sent you the picture of into the enclosure.
Sweet.
But yeah, Jinx, my little chimera baby, and I still have to contact those folks. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly get something set up because she's not at breeding age yet. She has maybe 1 or 2 more molts to go with breeding to be able to breed because right now she's way too small.
Mm-hmm.
God, though, my males would try anyway because they're like, but breed everything, especially other males. They like the sword fight. It's like my male hissers are very gay. But
mountain up in this bitch.
Pretty much. Wish I knew how to quit you. But I've got some beefy fucking males though. Oh my god. And they are strong too. Like some of my bigger male hissers, when they like headbutt my hand, like they'll actually put some force into it. It's just like, damn, okay. But I love my hissers. They look like prehistoric bugs, and I love it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like not all species of cockroaches are ugly or gross. There are some that are quite beautiful.
I did take a lovely picture of Axel today.
Mm-hmm. Trying to make food from Hook. Oh my god. That actually reminds me, there's another recipe that I want to make out of the Tasting History cookbook that you actually got me, which is signed by Mark Miller, by the way.
Yes, Mark Miller.
Or Max Miller, fucking hell. Max Mark, god damn it. The twink, okay? No. But
his husbando was so fucking lucky, I bet you.
Right. You got Prince Charming and you got the fucking model over here. So y'all look cute together. Like y'all look good.
Well, no, it's just like his husbando has the best cook for a husband.
Right. Yeah, he never has to really worry about having a bad meal ever.
Exactly.
But yeah, from that cookbook, there is a recipe for like ancient Egyptian hummus or something close to it.
Yes.
But there's like 20 ingredients.
Yeah, I remember seeing that video.
And most of these ingredients you have to go on Amazon to get them. And I'm like, fuck. But it'd be so cool to make that fucking hummus.
I found a hummus-free hummus recipe that I might try sometime.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. But we are almost at time. Anything to say?
Nope. Nothing is ever constructive that comes out of my mouth. So thank you everyone for coming, watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And just a heads up, next week we're going back to Wednesdays.
Yep.
So don't expect us to be back on next Tuesday. Wednesday's going to be it's going to be back to the old day. But have a good night, everyone.
Bye, everybody.